So, g'day, Jasmine. Good to see you. Sunny day, and you're in Durban. You must feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. It's a new continent.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And so, what about your vision going forward? It's Cape Town's next on the agenda, and you've got the Southern Ocean, the Gullis Current, and so on. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling okay. It's just, the talk just ends up scaring you more than anything. But I'm used to that now. That happened going through the Great Barrier Reef. That happened for then coming around the south of Madagascar. And actually, you can listen to people, but do you know what? It's probably going to be all right.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to be prepared. So it's been 21,000 miles now in number 2. How's your relationship with the boat?
It's good. Yeah. Yeah. Really, really like the boat. Really happy. She's good to me. Yeah, we're fine. Especially now, like I've fixed things on her. I think she's happier.
Yeah. And so you've still got a dry bunk. You've got a dry bunk I mentioned before.
Well, it's been less squally, and there's been better sun. Like, there's not been any days where I've been fully overcast, so therefore, like, things can dry out better. Yeah, it's just been less squally. I mean, yeah, I still have a lot of water down below sometimes if it's, I've been dunked by waves and that, but, like, I've moved my bed as well. So, like, my bed's now sideways across and further away from the hatch.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, that makes a big difference because my compass isn't leaking straight onto my feet and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's the big difference is I've moved away from the leaks and the hatch.
Right. So you're athwartships. How do you find the motion? Like it's working? You're comfortable? Obviously.
It's fine until there's a couple of days when I don't know what it's called, broad reach, when you're on that side, and so I was just constantly heeled over, and so therefore I was effectively like stood up in my sleep, and so therefore the pressure going through my knees was quite a lot. But then when you're balanced and you're downwind and you've got the 2 sails, it just rocks you like this, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're on one side and heeled over, yeah, it's just sleeping stood up, and that's not that comfortable. But it still works because I can put more weight up on this side, and I have my life raft up on this side, and water and everything, and shove it underneath where your feet would normally go. So it actually helps the boat, so I can go quicker.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So you're already, before the start, incredibly physically fit and healthy and so on. How do you see your health and physical prowess progressing during the race? Do you feel changes? You know what I mean? Like you.
Well, I've now got access to a swimming pool, and I've been going every day, and it feels short compared to the ocean. And I was like, this is not 50 meters. But then when I dived in to sprint 50 meters, butterfly, and I absolutely died halfway, I realized I really am unfit.
Yeah, wow.
I've lost so much fitness, I've lost so much muscle. So I'm trying to get it back just by swimming every day.
Yeah, that's interesting. And the mind game, I mean, it's quite a challenge. I mean, you're a long way through it, but how do you tackle that sort of personal commitment? I mean, you understand it. You've already done huge swimming and rowing across the Atlantic, and you're right into it now. Do you see the difference between the MGR and, say, rowing across the Atlantic, or is it, how do you cope with all that? How are you feeling about that with the MGR?
Well, for me, I always kind of say, like, is anything that you go deep into for longer than a couple of weeks, it doesn't matter how long you're in it, you just have to stay in it till the end. So, like, it was hard to be away from home and all of that just for the row, but, like, you get over a certain amount of time and you go to sea for 2 weeks and you're fine, and you can cope with anything after that, basically. So I'm good, and the fact that it's on the home stretch now, I feel a lot happier about it. And it's also knowing that it's going to come to an end soon that makes me sad and want to savour it, so...
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, because one of the things, how do you think you'll feel when you get to Antigua?
Ecstatic.
Eh?
But then it's just going to be really sad to not to have completed the job, but for the basically little family that we've created to like then potentially never see each other again.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's going to be sad, is the like, and then it's just you go back home, you settle into normal life, and then all you want to do is be back here. You know.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the okay. What would you perceive in any dimension, emotionally, physically, technically? What would you call the toughest part about the MGR so far?
I don't know. Everything has its place. Definitely everything has its place, and a lot of it's incomparable in terms of like, for me, a lot of the toughness was getting the boat ready to go to make sure that I'm actually like capable and the timescales of stuff. Then I can't think of that word, that like little things that just like don't help. So, you know, like it's like, yeah, having like my bowsprit broken and stuff like that. It's just like unforeseen problems makes things harder, especially being in remote places and stuff. Logistics is quite tricky. And sometimes it's a relief to just be back out at sea, because I also find dealing with the people and the kind of like impression that we're giving here is just quite overwhelming a lot of the time. You step off your boat from being by yourself and, you know, turn the internet on when you like, to suddenly like a million people like pulling you in all different directions and wanting you to talk to people, and you're so influential and this and that, and I'm like, right, leave me alone.
That's human nature, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, happiest moment. What's the biggest thing that, you know, the biggest happiest memory so far?
Oh, we've had some incredible days, just days on land when we've all gone and done stuff. That's an incredibly happy moment. But actually just knowing that I was going to make it into Durban, and quite narcissistically, I was extremely happy to see the others go backwards in the current and it not be me. That was an absolute top highlight, which I have not let Argo forget every single day. Every morning I ask him, so you got here then? Where have you been? What time is this?
Yeah.
And it just makes me so happy.
You blitzed it, actually. You were very competitive in this leg, and you took a few chances, and you did extremely well. So now that you've got the racing bug, do you think it's going to continue?
Well, it's hard to say, because the thing is, it would have been so much earlier, but without the mass restarts, you end up getting really disheartened every single time, like leaving by yourself, and then you just don't push it because you've got nothing to compare to, and you're all in different weather, and it just doesn't, you're not motivated. So I actually think this side of me would have been even from Panama, you know, but it just wasn't possible. So from now, especially if we do like from Cape Town and mass restart again, and there's now a few more, definitely I think I'm going to be a little bit more pushing it and seeing what me and the boat's capable of, because you've got something to compare it to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's cool. And I mean, you seem pretty comfortable. You're fit and healthy, eating well, blah blah blah. What's the one thing that you miss? You know, it's always in your mind, or something you're looking forward to later, but missing mainly. What's the thing that you think that, why am I out here? Oh, no, you know, I wish I had this every day, or, you know, something.
My dogs.
Your dogs, yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I want to cuddle my dogs.
Yeah.
Every day. Like, yeah, everything revolves around them. Every single, like, day. Every phone call home revolves around them. It's always, what are they doing? And then, you know, when you're hanging up...
Do you do a video call and say, hello?
No, it upsets me too much.
Oh, okay.
I don't carry enough water on my boat to fulfill the tears that would come if I was video calling them every day.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And so, what about Starlink? You know, give us your take on Starlink. You know, if there was no Starlink, how do you think it would change the whole scene? You know, because it was something that wasn't going to be there, but it popped up in the last 6 months or so. We said, shit, everyone, you know, it works on Starlink. You know.
It would be different, and obviously you learn to cope. It depends on what. So, for example, if we just had no internet access at all, and I'd rely on satphone, that would be fine. It would just be, you'd end up having to develop the really clear sort of communications with your manager. So it would be fine, definitely, but it is very useful to be able to see the weather and to see where you are, and to be able to talk to each other, because it does build the morale quite a lot. I think it would change everything, but you know, it wouldn't be like catastrophic, you know.
Yeah. Do you think you would have ever done this journey if it wasn't a race? You know, if you just thought, hey, I think I want to build a little boat and sail around the world. You know, what drew you into the MG? You know what I mean? Because
Well,
it is good having lots of others out there. It feels I experienced the same thing when I did my circumnavigation. You know.
well, all I'm saying at every single stop is that I cannot wait to get a bigger boat and do this slowly.
Uh oh, that's a
Yeah.
worry. Yeah.
So
Okay.
all I want to do is, you see the cruisers, and we're making really good friends with them, and they're doing what we're doing, but on a bigger boat, so they don't spend as much time getting to the next place. They have an engine that, you know, then doesn't stress them out coming into a port, unlike me, and they have a slightly more comfort, but they can do it, you know, to their own time scale. And if they want to stay somewhere for an extra day because the weather's not good, or they just enjoy it, they can. And so every time I'm just looking at all these cruises, I'm like, I am so jealous of you, because in the cruising community, they've got their own friends and everything as it is, because they're all doing the similar thing. So it's like a race, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of seeing people, because they do. Then like, oh look, they got there in this many days. Oh well, we did it in this many days. So it's very similar. So yeah, I would. I don't know. Doing the MGR meant that I could get the sponsors to be able to afford to sail around the world. Whereas if I just said, "Hey guys, I just want to go on like a cruise," I couldn't afford it. So
Yeah.
this was the way to make something happen.
Yeah.
So I don't regret that.
I mean, you're in a unique situation in relation to everyone else, but you know, I mean, inspiration is an interesting word. You know, half the things I've ever done in my life is because someone else inspired me to do something. Do you consider how do you? I mean, you already are an inspiration to people. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It's a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I did a talk to a sailing school yesterday, and you know, they're like university age students, and they're close to my age, and just like the way that like even the girls were like looking at me, I'm just like, oh, this is weird. Like, you know, like really strange, because it's usually like the opposite way around, and it's me being there, get inspired by watching somebody else do stuff, and I don't see any difference between me and them. And it is very much like, hang on, I did it, you can do it, like no
Yeah.
problems. So I don't see it as inspiring. I just see it as like, yeah, it's just a really weird feeling. And I'm like, I'm not like an alien. Like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
So who or what inspired you to do some of the things you've done?
To be honest, just knowing that it was something that could be done just made me want to do it. It wasn't any particular people. It was just finding out it's an idea. So even just doing this, and then hearing different people. So honestly, yesterday I met one of the lifeboat men, who was stood on the front of the boat, and he said, "You're the swimmer." I was like, "Yeah." And he was there like, "Cool." And I sort of like, he wanted to carry on the conversation. I was there like, "Do you swim?" And he was sort of, yeah. And then gradually got it out of him that he's a big swimmer and has swam around an island from Cape Town. And
Holy
I found
moly.
out that's possible, and I am now planning to do that when I get to Cape Town. It's like
Oh,
a 9 kilometre
Jesus.
swim. It's a 9 kilometre swim, and he says he did it without any training, and I'm doing it. I've
Remember
already
the
got the contacts.
Yeah. Remember the shark nets off the beach. You know.
No, this is a safe one. This is a safe one. There's one other one where there would be sharks, but this one is one where there isn't. But there's lots of seals, and seals are fine because I swam with them in the UK all the time.
Excuse
Seals
me.
and
Excuse
dolphins.
me. One of the best food sources for white pointers is seals.
I
Wherever
know.
there's
I was
seals.
saying this to him, but he was like, "No, genuinely, it's fine." And I've got contact of a boat of a guy that would come out and be like the support boat, and sort
Okay,
it all
well
out.
that's
So
pretty good because now I can call you crazy not for doing the GGR. I mean the MGR. That's amazing. All right, well we'd be interested to see that. That sounds
yeah,
like
there we go. I mean, I'm inspired by like anybody and
I know.
everybody. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a particular person of note or fame or anything. I'm inspired by someone that just does something that I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Would you recommend the MGR to a normal sailor? Now that you're a
The
sailor?
normal sailor,
Yeah,
no.
like yeah, right. I get it. Okay. Would you
To
recommend
somebody
the
that
MGR?
knows boats and that has a boat and can do it in a different way and potentially like sort of make just go. I mean, the racing side of it's exciting, and the idea that it's all one class is exciting. But to a sailor that has a boat, no. But to somebody that wants to do something slightly different, a way to get into it and to do something, yeah, a bit more unorthodox, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. What would you, if you could wave a wand, what would you change about the MGR?
Restarts every time.
Yeah.
Restarts every single time. It's possible. It would just take a little bit more coordinating, but it would change the entire attitude and it would make it so exciting. I mean, you saw this last leg. It was
Yeah.
incredible. Like the fact that, who's there? And that for once there was a different order on that. And it was due to the restarts because we all had the same sort of weather systems. We had the same choice as to where to go in it. Whereas, like, you set off a few hours before somebody else and it's completely different right from the offset. And I call it the curse of the MGR, is if you leave late, that's it. Yeah, you're over, you're
Okay.
screwed. You can never catch up.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I would change. There has to be more restarts. Some
Yeah.
places impossible. So like Tonga, you'd really struggle. No, Marquesas, you'd really struggle. But every other place, perfect.
Yeah.
Restart.
Yeah. Okay. All good. How do you feel about the? Did I might have already asked you this. I'm asking too many people too many questions. How do you think you're going to feel? Oh, yeah, I did. It was Antigua. We've already done that. Yeah. Okay, so you're about to take on the Agulhas current, and you're about to get to Cape Town, all that sort of stuff. This is the sort of second to last question. How you feeling about that? It's a big challenge. Southern Ocean and all the rest of it.
Yeah, it is a big challenge, but again, it's picking the weather window. And there's a lot of talk between the sailors and the skippers at the minute, between when to go, using up the days and stuff like that. But there's too much talk, and I'm very much like, it'll probably be okay. Obviously, it's scary, but I like the idea that actually we're not going to be at sea for a massive amount of time. So even if we have to stay awake the entire time, like I've done 5 days awake before, in a row. So it's possible. It's fine. It's not. It can't be as bad as the Lanzarote leg when I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't comment, but that brings up the last question, which is exactly what I was going to ask. You started the race. You didn't call yourself a sailor. Do you feel now that you're a sailor, like you've learned a lot? We're always learning. I'm still learning, but you've got to give yourself the credit that you're a sailor lady now.
I can sail my boat. If you put me on any other boat, I will not have a clue. Unless it's got the exact same systems and everything, how my boat works, no idea. So I see the other boats and they've got like 2 sails up at the front, but like one in front of the other. And I'm like, when do you use them? What's that for? That's not a spinnaker. I don't understand. They're clearly not 2 double jibs like this. Unless it's my boat, no, I'm not a sailor.
Okay, we got a lot to look forward to. Okay, well, thanks very much, Jasmine. That's really good. So long may it last. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Cape Town, eh?
Mm-hmm.